Hi there. So I remember probably 2 years ago, some tech leaders approached me. So at that point, I was already working as a coach, mentor with various tech leaders, and they were usually proactively interested in improving their level of resilience, focus, energy, becoming a better leader in tech, all the good stuff. But they were asking me, so how can that be done? So some of them sometimes can be also a little bit impatient, but how can you get all these results and how can you get them fast? And then I figured, well, what does fast mean? Is it, and what is also realistic? And so compromise, where I thought this actually could be working out very well, is 3 months. And so being able in 3 months to achieve a state of a high performance mindset. So if you're following some of my talks around leadership performance or becoming a better leader, I often talk about this idea of a high performance mindset. And so I encourage you, if you're not familiar with it, there's a few videos on my YouTube channel where I'm really going into the depths of what a high performance mindset is. But in a nutshell, improved awareness, an upgraded mind, the software, and also upgraded hardware, the body. Bring all these things together and do it very focused with your particular unique objectives in mind over 3 months. And that was the moment when the idea of the high performance mind program was born. That I said, there has to be a way, it has to be systematic, where one can really go through step by step and achieve these type of transformational results. It was clear that so setting up an online course is not going to work, because there has to be accountability built in, which usually can be implemented through coaching. That setup works very well in achieving this type of accountability, but also with masterminding, being able to work with others who are in the same shoes, so to speak, to work on upgrading their mind and body and cultivating more awareness in their life. And that was then the motivation to create this high performance mind program, where you can, within 12 weeks, can go through week by week. It's completely in an agile manner, so that you work in these 1 week. You are the subject of the sprint. So that means your level of awareness, your mind, and your body. And you do a little bit week by week. And it's like over the weeks, it's like these pieces of the puzzles are coming together one by one. And you quickly then also realize and notice these breakthroughs for you, personal breakthroughs, depending on what your objectives are. And so that is the high performance mind program. I did a pilot earlier in 2022 with a smaller group of experienced tech leaders, and it worked very well. So the program shows that it produces the desired results if you're committed and if you're up for it and actually doing what it takes to get through this and get through. There's a lot of learnings, a lot of content to absorb, but it's very actionable, and the focus really is over time to operationalize these learnings in your particular situation, as we're all different and we all have different ways of how we do things over the course of the day. So it has to fit into our schedule, it has to fit in our style, and that's what the high performance give you tools, methods, and it is based on a data-driven system with clear KPIs for your mind, for your body, even for your level of awareness. So everything can be measured. That's the foundation, that we do it in a data-driven way. We define objectives, we define very clear key results for each of these objectives, and we learn how to measure progress. And we do this usually it's a small group between 5 to 10 leaders, experienced leaders, but it's a very diverse group usually of people And we start usually once a month so that you can join an existing group or that you can become part of this program. And then you work through it week by week. You get the support by masterminding with others, and there is also weekly coaching sessions, typically 30 minutes, that you can take advantage of so that you don't get stuck. That's the most important thing. If you get stuck, we want you to get unstuck. So that's all part of this comprehensive program. I designed it with the challenges in mind that typical tech leaders have. There's the busy mind, there is lots of stuff going on, priorities, deadlines, there's so many things going on, so it's a stressful environment working in tech, so I don't tell you new things when I mention this context here. And for this audience, basically you, right, it is designed in a way that is practical, but it's also not just practical, it's something that is proven it works if you put in the necessary commitment, time, and your resources. So on that web page here of the High Performance Mind program, there's a lot of details. I encourage you to read through this and explore a little bit more and see whether this is something that resonates with you. I have to say the High Performance Mind program is not for everyone. It's a very fast-paced, structured, systematic approach, and maybe that is not the best timing for you to do it. So you only know best what currently works well in your current context. So it is, you can compare it to one of these fast-paced university courses where you learn a lot of stuff. You actually have to do some work. It's similar here. It's just different that it's more with a focus on the operationalization of really implementing these things in your practical day-to-day. And so that is the major challenge, and it's about usually 3 to 4 hours of work that you have to set aside every week. So roughly to give you a ballpark of this. But participants tell me after a few weeks they gain a lot of time back in return, because if the mind works better, the body works better. And if they start implementing some of these practices, usually they gain a lot of time. So at the end, it is it can be a win. Many report that they actually gain back time, which is a great thing. But there is still the work that needs to get done. And so for some of you, it may not be the best option for you at the current moment in time. So there's alternatives there. There is also, I call it a High Performance Mind Starter Edition, something that you can explore. It's a little bit less structured. It's also 3 months. There is bi-weekly coaching sessions. There's also clear objectives and key results that are defined. And it gives you a taste of these different things, but it's not as intensive in terms of the weekly sprints and all that stuff. But it's a good way to get started. It's always better to do something instead of don't do anything. So the starter edition of the High Performance Mind could also be a great way to just get going, and then you could also upgrade at a later moment in time when maybe the timing is better. So starter edition and program both give you some results, and it's proven. So I encourage you to look at basically not what I'm saying, but go to the website there and see what the feedback and the testimonials is of other leaders and participants who already went through the program or through the starter edition, through the coachings, and read what they have to share and what their opinion is and what kind of breakthroughs and results it brought to them. So that gives you a flavor of what is possible. So with that said, please check it out. I invite you to explore it. I think the High Performance Mind, either the starter edition or program, could really be one of those opportunities in your life that really impact you on a personal but also on a leadership level. It is that transformative, and it's because at the end, why is it that transformative? Because it goes really to the foundation of who you really are. There is awareness, there is your mind that you use ongoing all the time, and sometimes the mind is too noisy. That's why I refer to the monkey mind sometimes. It's the untrained state of mind, but it is the software that runs your day. And so you can already see, if you become more aware and if you change that software to the better, how impactful that can be. And needless to say, if you get your body in better shape with the teachings that you learn around how to optimize your body for achieving optimal brain health, that's why this is fundamental impact for you. It can be fundamental impact. So check it out, and there is ways on how you can go deeper on this. I even offer short introduction meetings, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. If you're really interested, contact me and we can chat a little bit and then see whether this is actually the right, whether the program, for instance, is the right thing currently in time, or maybe if the starter edition is better, or maybe even something else, who knows. So check it out, and I hope to see you soon if any of this resonates and becoming a part of the high performance mind community.